Do you want to increase the watch time of your YouTube videos so you can get more views and subscribers? In this video, or if you're watching this live stream replay, we're going to be talking about some of the great benefits of optimizing your end screens. We're also going to be talking about the 5 different elements that you can add to your end screens. And then we're also going to be looking at the placement, the timing, and also some best practices. YouTube recently changing things all the time, but recently they changed the way that you set up end screens. So a lot of people have been asking questions about that, how to do the end screens with the new way that YouTube has done the interface. So I thought I'd talk about that today and then look at some of the ways that I use them, and then some different practices that I've been doing. And if you can improve the watch time, if you can get people to watch the end of the video, then click on watching the next video or watching a playlist, etc., then YouTube will promote your video for free in the suggested videos. These appear on the right side of the watch page. So that's what we'll be talking about today. My name is Herman Drost, and my channel is all about how to grow your audience on YouTube so you can generate traffic, leads, and sales on autopilot. And if you can boost the watch time, if you can improve audience retention, the click-through rate, then you got a better probability of your videos doing well in YouTube search and in YouTube suggested videos. When it comes to end screens, some people use just the templates that are provided, or you can come up with their own custom templates. So we'll talk a little bit about that later too. So some ways that you can get the different templates. I'm going to switch over to my slides now to kind of go through some of the different benefits. So how can you add the end screen to increase the watch time on YouTube videos? Here's an example of one of my end screens where I have the what to watch next video. Then I'm talking here about asking people to watch the next video, and then a few seconds later my subscribe button pops up. Now I'm using a template here, but YouTube gives you templates as well. What are some of the benefits? Increased watch time, as I said before, and you increase your authority. If you get more watch time on a consistent basis, then YouTube is going to recognize that your channel can produce great videos and keep people watching. So the result of that, the end result that you want to get is that you want to get more subscribers. And if you link to a landing page or website, you can add that in the end screen. You can also add these in the cards. Cards kind of do much the same as the end screen, but the end screen or end card, as it's sometimes called, you can only put in the last 20 seconds. So before all this happened, then you used to be able to do what was called annotations. And probably some of you that have been around YouTube for a long time probably remember the annotations that you could put anywhere in your video. You could put them at the top and the bottom. You could put them in the middle, at the beginning, at the end. It was great. And then YouTube changed everything. And then as a result, we've only got the cards and the end screens. So we just got to go with what YouTube has for us. So with the end screens, getting the leads, you can build your email list, by sending them to a website that's associated with your channel. You can also add end screens to your old videos. So sometimes I go back to my old live streams where I've, forgotten or haven't put end screens on them. So I'll go back to the live streams or old videos that didn't have the end screen. I'll add it to that from the YouTube video editor. So that's what you can do. You can add them later. You can actually, I'll show you later how you can place them in different parts, different ways on the end screen, but you can't, the end screen's only for the last 20 seconds of your video. So in your video editing software, you've got to leave that last 20-25 seconds for that end screen to be there. And it appears on both the desktop and mobile. So even on mobile, the end screen will appear. Question for you: what elements do you usually add to your own end screen? Put them in the chat. What do you put a playlist in on your end screen? Do you add a subscribe button? Do you add a channel? What elements do you usually put? One element in there, or two elements, or four elements? How many elements and what elements do you usually put in there? Let me know in the chat. Some of the requirements. So as I mentioned before, your video has to be at least 25 seconds long. You have to be 25 seconds long. Add the last 20 seconds is for the end screen that you put at the end. And you need to put at least one element. One of those elements must be a video. So you got to, if you're adding a landing page or a particular landing page or a website, you still got to add the video in there. And then you have when you put the end screen on your video, then the card teasers and the watermarks, branding watermarks are suppressed during the end screen. So you won't see those watermarks there, and the cards, just the end screen will be showing, to the viewers. The end screens also aren't available for videos that are made for kids. So if your video is made for kids, you got to check made for kids, but then you can't add the end screen. And then if you're going to add a website, usually, if you're add an associated website, this is a website that you link with a YouTube account, and you can actually I'll talk about this later, but you can add like, say my website, strostvideo.com. You can not only just add the front page of your website, but you can also add internal pages of your website. So if it was domain.com / admin or web page or something like that, you could put those you can add those internal pages as a link for your end screen. And I'll talk about this later, but you can add multiple websites that can be associated with your YouTube channel, so you can choose any of them for the end screen. So that's a great thing, handy to know. And you can use an image. You can use a 300 by 300 pixel image to display that landing page on your end screen. Viewers can't see your end screens on the mobile web. So the exception is the iPad mobile. So if you go onto your iPhone and then using a mobile web, they're not going to show up there, or maybe I haven't really checked it, so probably you can't see it very well in the YouTube Music or YouTube Kids, Flash Video, and 360 videos. And these are some of the the 4 main elements that you can show on your end screen. So you can show the video or playlist, the subscribe button, the associated website that I just talked about, and a channel. So the video playlist, these can be for a video that's public and also unlisted and not for private videos. So the video can be the most recently uploaded video, can be the best video best suited for the viewer that YouTube recommends, then any video or playlist from your channel. Then you also have the subscribe button that encourages viewers to subscribe, automatically pops up there. The associated website, which is only available to members that are part of the YouTube Partner Program. So to be a member of the YouTube Partner Program, you got to have 4,000 public watch hours and 1,000 subscribers. And with the associated website, you can display images, and then also you can give a call to action, which I think I'm going to show you later as well. And then you can also select a channel, so you can promote another channel, and then you can also give leave a message there if you're promoting another channel, with that custom message. Some of the ways that you can add an end screen is 3 different ways. While you're uploading the video, when you first upload it, then you can add the end screen there. Otherwise, you just go into YouTube Studio and visit your videos page, and you can select a video there and then choose the end screen. And then the other way is with the YouTube video editor, where you can just, you select your video, you click on the video editor, and then you can add your end screen. You can add some music. I think you can also swap audio in there, and I think blur something on your video. So here's how to add an end screen on the videos page. So this is where you go to YouTube Studio after you've logged into your channel, click on videos, and like you see the arrow here, you select the video, and then you click the details. From the details page, on the right-hand column, you'll see the end screen, and then you can just click on the end screen. And that'll take you to this page where you got to choose a template. So you have all these different kinds of templates, such as you can import from your latest videos. So you've been adding an end screen to a previous video. You can just import. You can save it as you can import it from, save it as a template, then you import it from your previous video. Or you can choose different ones. We have one video, one subscribe, a playlist, subscribe, 2 different videos, etc. So the easiest thing to do is to just import from your latest video if you've already set up an end screen. And then you've also got those different templates. Or you can just choose separate elements, by clicking on this plus element link you see here. So here's the new end screen elements. You've got the video, playlist, subscribe, channel, and link, which you link to I think if you have merchandise, you have crowdsourcing sites, and your associated website. So you have those 5 different options. And then what you do is you just add these end screen elements on the timeline as you see here. So when you click on add element, then you'll see these elements displayed on your timeline. So here I've got 3 different elements. Got most recent, upload, then you got a video playlist there, and best for viewer is not going to show because YouTube's going to select what's the best video based upon the viewer's browsing behavior and put that in there. So that's how it shows up on the timeline. So here's the element types. With the video, you got the recent upload, you got the best for viewer where YouTube selects the video from your channel, or you got a specific video which can be your own video or video in a playlist. So, and just to keep that in mind, a kind of tip here that I noticed, and probably you can verify this, is when you put usually I want to link to a video in a playlist rather than just a single video. And I highly recommend this. When you tell people to watch the next video, you want to link to a playlist or a video that's maybe buried in the playlist. And I've noticed that if you select the playlist, then the playlist, it starts with the first video in the playlist, but you can't select the video that's like third deep in the playlist unless you go to the select the video element instead of the playlist element, and then you just take your playlist URL that's that video that's buried in the playlist and put it into that video element, and then you can select that video that's in the playlist. So that's just a tip there that I discovered that was kind of easier to do in the previous interface. So if you want to add a video from within the playlist, then you got to select a video element with the URL, and then you got the subscribe button, which shows automatic, like a round subscribe button. And then channel, you can choose the specific channel on YouTube. And then the link, you can only link to approved websites where you have a website associated with your channel, crowdfunding site, or merchandise site. So you got to be a member of the YouTube Partner Program to add that associated website. Starting from zero has a question here about, is it possible to do multiple videos at once? Yeah, you can add a video. You can add 2 videos and a subscribe button. You can add playlist, so playlist, 2 videos. So you can add multiple videos, but I think only I have to go back to, let me see if I go back to that. Where is that? Okay, so we've got this first one you see here. You got a video and a subscribe button. Then you got 2 videos here, and I think further down there's probably like more options. So at least 2 videos, playlist, subscribe. So 4 elements you can put in there. Okay, so those are different element types. And then if you want to link to a different element, like associated website, and I don't know if many of you have linked your website to your channel, but when you select this, then you have to, that website has to be verified by adding, I think you add, kind of trying to remember, you got to add a snippet onto the web server, where your website's hosted. You got to take some HTML code and then upload it to the server where your website is hosted. And you got to follow, it's got to follow the YouTube community guidelines. So you're going to get this pop-up here when you first try to do this. But when you do this, then you put your link element here. Like I got 2 bootcamp, that's my URL. You can add a custom message. So it can be like, here's my custom message, YouTube marketing blueprint, and then you can do your call to action. So learn more, visit, sign up, shop, download, support, order, buy. So, that means you could actually sell something from that website associated with your channel. So I wouldn't recommend it necessarily. Best is to just have a landing page where people can opt in. Just click on the element in your end screen, that associated website element, and then they'll get taken to a landing page, and then they can opt in from there. But notice at the top here it says at least one element must be a video or playlist. So when you add this associated website, you also got to add a video or a playlist. You can also change the element timing. So, for instance, in this diagram, I've got the playlist that plays first. So you notice that here, this is a video and a playlist. So this pops up first. I usually say something like, "Oh, watch my next video," or if you want your video to get discovered in YouTube search, watch the next video, and up pops the video here that's on the left. And then a few seconds later, as you see in this arrow, the subscribe button pops up. So you're going to say, well, watch the next video and then subscribe to my channel to get more information like this. So instead of both popping up, you've kind of staggered the timing. So the good thing about this is that you don't want multiple calls to action on the end screen popping up at the same time. So if you stagger the time, like have a video or playlist popping up first, after you've come to the end of your video, then that'll pop up first, and then a few seconds later you can have another video, you can have your associated website or your subscribe button. So I would say experiment around with just giving one call to action, or maybe you can be just still talking, and as you're talking, and I've noticed this, quite a few people do this, as you're talking about the end of your video, you can be talking about, watching, make sure that you're watching this video, and then you're watching this video, so you could point to those videos while you're talking, so that you're still in the video instead of like at the end, if you know what I mean. So instead of saying, and this is something you don't want to do, don't want to telegraph the end of your video because people stop watching. So instead, what you can do is say, well, make sure you watch this next video, and up pops your next video, because it's going to give you more information about how to be discovered in YouTube search, and then watch this video or subscribe to my channel. So so in this way, you are showing, you're not ending the video, but you're kind of keeping the people engaged. So Marcel and Curtis says, can you show a link to the video? I'm sorry, I don't have knowledge about, I'm still learning. So I think I showed this, let's see, where is this? To go back up my slides. So here's the end screen elements. So here, just choose a link, and from your link, you've got to show your associated website. So let's see, I think it was here. Where was that? Okay, so when you add a link, then first this comes up to show that your website is within the community guidelines, and then here's the link element. So you're going to add your URL to your website. Then you're going to put in your custom message, number 2, and then I forgot that part here. This arrow says to, oh, I didn't show you that. Got to show my end screen. Sorry about that. Okay. So here you're choosing the element, and you put a URL in there. You put in your custom message. You're selecting your call to action, and here you've got your image. So this is 300 by 300 pixels, and you got to put that in there as well. And this will show up overlaid on the screen here, and then you can just move that around. You can move it to the top, bottom, etc. And this little grid here you see here, that's why you see a grid that's over the top of my video. And this shows you how, this makes it easier for you to move around the elements on top of your video. So that's how that works. And then you can change the element timing, so you can time your video to show up first. Then you can show your subscribe link, and then maybe another video, so staggering the timing. And also you can, as I showed, you can move around the elements on your end screen. Then after you're satisfied with your end screen placement of the elements and the timing, then you can preview your end screen. So before you save your video, and make it public. So when you upload your video, you want to upload it as an unlisted video, and then you're doing your end cards, you're doing your ends, you create your end screen, and when you're satisfied with the end screen, you can preview your end screen, and all you have to do, like this bottom slider here, you slide this to the left, and then you click the play button up here, and you play the video, and then your video will play, and you'll be able to see your video come in, and then your subscribe button, etc. So probably going to do a shorter video, like a regular video of this live stream, kind of showing you how the elements fit together. But with these screenshots, it makes it easier to see it instead of just showing the video. But probably I'll do a video next week showing how you preview, how the preview works, etc. So stay tuned for that one. So after you've published a video, you might want to edit your end screen elements, or maybe you forgot about the end screen, and therefore you can still add it by going to the end screen editor. And the way to get there is just go to YouTube Studio, select your video, and then you select editor in the left-hand column. And then down the bottom here, you've got your video here on top of the timeline. You got music, where you can add music from the audio, YouTube's audio library, and then you've got the end screen. And then if you click on that, you can apply a template, video playlist, subscribe, or the link. So this is great because you can add end screens to your old videos using the YouTube video editor. Custom end screen template. So what I've shown you here, where I've placed the end screen elements, I've placed it on top of an end screen template. So if you want to get that template, then all you have to do is just search for my video, like go into YouTube search and then put Drost, end screen template, and then in the description you'll see that template there that you can download. Or you can create your own in Canva. You can create your own end screen template as another way to do it. Then another option, I just found this when I was kind of researching, what to present. Snapper. Snapper is software, sort of free software. You can use some of the free software. It also has paid options, but they have some YouTube end screen templates that you can use. So just go to snapper.com and look for the end screen templates, and then you can just choose one of these where you can position your video on top of these of this end screen. So then what you have to do is when you've got this end screen template in your video editing software, you put it on the timeline, that last 20 seconds. So when you create the video, you want to put the last 25 seconds, the last 20 seconds. You're going to start that end screen template, and then what you do, you're going to choose one of these templates from YouTube and overlay it on top of your template, and then you just move the elements around to fit on your custom end screen template. So that's pretty cool. If you want a really cool end screen template, you can download the one that I showed here. I think I'm probably going to make a new one because you have different end screen templates. Like this one is, you can watch the next video. You can put 2 videos here, and then you could be speaking here at the top, and then you can have subscribe here. Then I've got another template where it says click the free download or get your free download. So you can make your own templates as well. But check out Snapper. You also want to check your end screen metrics. So the end screen metrics, you get these 3 different element types. You got the top end screen element types, which compares the success of the different element types. You've got top videos by end screen. These are the end screens that viewers click the most. So if a lot of people are making it to the end of your video, then they click on the element in the end screen, then YouTube is going to record how many people, what percentage clicked on your end screen elements. And then they give you that end screen element click rate. So how often viewers clicked on your end screen elements. So just go to YouTube Studio. This is for your channel, YouTube Studio Analytics, and click on the Engagement tab, and then you'll see a top end screen element types, which is playlist, video, the associated website, best for viewer, and subscribe. So, in my case, overall, my channel, I used to do a lot for best for viewer, but so that's why you see these percentages here. But mostly, I link to a playlist or a video in a playlist. That's why the percentages are higher for the playlist. And then if you click see more, like when you go to that top end screen elements, click see more, then you get these end screen element types, and you'll see the percentage. So you see these end screen elements shown, end screen element clicks, and clicks per end screen element shown. So as you can see here, my playlist gets the highest percentage of end screen element shown, highest percentage of end screen element clicks, and clicks per end screen shown. So if people are making it all the way through your video and click on your end screen elements, that's a great thing because people probably want to watch more of your videos. Let's look at some of the best practices for creating end screens. make sure that you leave, when you do your video editing, leave 20 seconds at the end of your video for your end screen. So as I mentioned before, it used to be that people would, kind of end their video and then they would show the end screen. So people would know, when viewers would be watching the video, they'd know that the end screen was coming up and they click out of there. So what you can try is talk about the elements on your end screen as the end screen elements appear. So when you say watch the next video, then watch the next video to learn more about this topic, then show that end screen element popping up. And then maybe say, well, make sure you subscribe to my channel because you're going to get more great information, then have the subscribe button pop up. So you could talk about the end screen elements as they're popping up on the end screen so that people remain engaged on your video. You also want to only add elements that are relevant to your video. So you don't want to add an element that's not related to the video that they've just watched. So usually what I do is try to get them to watch a similar video in a series. So if you're creating a series of videos, then what you can do is you can link to that video in the video series. So you'll be linking to a playlist or linking to the video within that playlist, and that then your playlist will show, when they're watching that video in the playlist, they'll see all the other videos on the right hand side that belong to the playlist, so they have an opportunity to watch more than one video or binge watch a whole bunch of videos. And I showed you also third point is about encouraging viewers to stay to the end of the video. So what you can do in your video, like at the beginning, you say stay tuned to the end of the video because I have a free report or a free download or a free cheat sheet or something. And then if you have a website that's associated with your account, you can have that image pop up in your end screen. You also want to display the end screen elements at different times, like I talked about before. So you can show the video, then a few seconds later show the subscribe button or show the landing page image or show a playlist. And then as you're talking in your video, you can encourage viewers to click on that particular end screen element by using a call to action. So watch the next video to get more information, subscribe to my video, or watch this series, click on this playlist so you can watch this series of videos about how to start a YouTube channel, etc. And if you use a custom image for your associated website, it has to be at least 300 by 300 pixels. So it's like a square image. And then you would include the CTA, the call to action. So buy now, download now, all those different calls to action that they give you. And then you also want to track your end screen elements. So if you've got any questions about end screens, then put them in the chat, or if you're watching a replay, you can put them in the comments.